Okay, once again, welcome to the stream. Losers bracket final in the Community Shield between Ventus and EN over 18 Energy eSports over 18 team. These two will face each other to take on Crypto Gaming in the grand final of the Community Shield. The if we walk down, we walk through with Ventus. Ventus getting dropped down. Wi- um, versus this EN team to the losers bracket final. To the losers bracket, I think it was round 2. So they dropped down facing this EN team. EN beat them, I think it was 3-2. Then EN moved on to play Crypto Gaming. Unfortunately, EN had to forfeit due to their players couldn't make the time schedule. They had to drop down, and Ventus just earlier today faced White Rabbit Gaming and looked quite dominant, beating them 3-0. Now taking on EN over 18 yet again. So wasn't their full roster. Now with their full roster, so should be a quite close contested affair. And but once again, it's Atoms with me, Caden. Thank you for co-casting with me again, and I see well you hosting as well. So welcome to the stream and thank you.
Oh, as I said before, casting alongside D Dallas is very, very entertaining for me. I mean, I love it, enjoy it. I learn a lot of things when I cast with you, a lot of things to say, and it's great. It's great fun watching major teams play against each other. You can learn so much from it just by watching. So it's always a pleasure casting and hosting.
Yeah, it's I do appreciate all the help towards the SA COD community. But please, if you have just joined us, please go follow me on at D_Dallas. I do tweet about everything that happens in the COD ZA games and versus gaming tournaments and DGL and the Community Shield and Premier Divisions and ACGL tournaments. I do tweet out all that stuff. But and then as well my YouTube channel, Dallas streams all the previous games from the Premier Division to the Community Shield. They're all there if you want to go have a look. Please subscribe and leave a like to all those videos. And but a big event coming up this weekend, an online tournament for 12,000 Rand pool prize. I think it's only for the top 3, I'm not 100% sure, but that's huge as an online tournament. So we'll see which top teams come out there. As I know it's Ventus is there, Crypto is there, 50/50 slash EN is there, Bravado is there, all those and Vinco, all those top teams are there and going to look at having a great start there, starting on Friday. So can't wait for that to get underway. But Caden, do you think any surprises might come this weekend?
To be honest, I have a feeling there's going to be that one team that no one knows about that are just going to come in and, well, I hope that happens because it's always interesting when an unknown team and players come in and they just take the stage. So, I mean, there are teams of the likes of EN and Ventus and, all the top team, Crypto, but I would like to see someone unknown, an unknown team come in and just surprise everyone. They don't even have to win. They just need to, just give that shock to everyone. It'll be quite interesting to see.
Yeah, it was always nice to see underdogs come through, and hopefully we'll see one of that in this tournament coming Friday. But I can see Ventus, all the players of Ventus is here. Let's quickly check 1, 2, 3. We're still waiting for one Ian guy. Quickly taking a call, and I'll be back with you now.
Yeah, let's just hope that he can join. I hope that his internet gets sorted out, or I hope there's the issue gets sorted out quickly. I hope Ventus don't choose to, report this and take the W without playing. So let's just see what happens with this phone call. It's probably got to do with the issue that's happening here with one of the EN members. Not quite sure who it is, but hopefully he gets to join soon and we can get this started. I mean, it is already past. We're meant to start 30 minutes ago, but there were things that obviously are out of control. As I said before, South African internet is just, you can't compare it to anywhere else in the world, so let's just hope it gets sorted out.
Yes, as you say that they would actually quite like a lag test. So talking about that internet, so let's quickly do a lag test free fall. So both parties or both teams are happy with the host, and there's no complaining about lag issues. And we can get this
All right.
underway as all of the EN members are here now. So let's quickly run through a lag test. But quickly running through the maps that these two teams will be facing. We'll start off with HB on throwback. That is the map that Ventus played versus White Rabbit as well, round one. Um, the 4 o'clock this afternoon. They played that, and then they'll move on to a throwback SND, same map, just different game mode SND. Then move on to precinct uplink, and if it's not the 3-0, it will move on to HP on Scorch, and hopefully it goes to end of things. But the two maps that currently stand out for me is those first two, both on throwback. Great map. And I do think Ventus might have the upper hand, or Ian might have the upper hand in this throwback, as I do know. Should say it's close combat with those heals and Barn, where I think Cerberus might have the upper hand with his high sensitivity and that FHR. So we'll see if they can master that Barn heal. But as you said earlier, before we had to end the stream due to an update that just came out. You said that a very you call a money hill, a very important hill is that barn hill.
Yeah, because that barn hill is very, very closed off. It's different breaking a hill when you can fly in from the sky, but that barn hill you have to come through a doorway. There's only 3 doorways which you can come through. You can't fly in. So if a team can just hold that and stack that hill, it's a big disadvantage when you have to come in through a small hill to try and break a hill like that. So I think that's why, in my opinion, it's a money hill, because usually, from my experience, I've seen teams, they get in there and they hold that hill almost for the entire duration. That's why I believe it is a money hill.
Yeah, can't wait to get this underway, as it should be a cracker to see how both teams start off. I'm wondering if Ian might start off stronger, as I think Ventus had or Ian just had a scrim versus Crypto before the time, but I think we can end the lag test.
Yeah.
And then we'll get straight underway with the game. If we have any complaints, I'm sure they'll message me, and I'll give that through to you. But looks like it's all good to go, and we'll see this first map, HP on throwback.
Yeah, and I mean, it's probably one of the most entertaining maps to watch hardpoints on in this game, because it's so close quarters. It comes down to that reaction time of players and those snapshots, and they're just the nicest thing to watch when a player just snaps on another player. It's just, I think it's very nice to watch.
Yeah, can't wait for this to start. But before that does, please leave your prediction in the chat. I would love to see your guys' prediction. Who do you guys think is going to come out on top? Your series prediction. Do you think it's 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, and to which team? Do you think it's going to go to map 5, or would you guys give the advantage to? From the back, I would say Ventus might have the advantage over Ian. Now playing with their full team, where earlier in the tournament they played with a pickup and got knocked down from Ian. But I do think Ventus might come out on top. 3-2, as I said, going to be close. So I'll give it 3-2, 3-1 to Ventus. Caden, do you have more or less the same idea?
I have the same idea as you. Ventus have come off from back-to-back wins over the past few days. It's going to be interesting to watch. I mean, you can't underrate Ian. They're also a top-notch team. Great slaying power coming out of Uniques and Cerberus. And as you said, he uses the FHR. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I think I'll give the edge to Ventus, because Jarfs and Java have been going off lately, and I think that's going to come in clutch against the EN in the scrum.
Yeah, I think we can go and get this underway. I think both parties are now ready, and we'll get this underway. And I see the prediction in the chat. Nitric Brendan is saying 3-2 to Ventus, and Klein Stoop is saying 3-1 to Ian. Caden Beats with FF Heroes saying let's go, easy 3-0 for Ian. Do not think it's an easy one, but could be doable. And we'll start this off with Cerberus, as I said, with his eye sensitivity. He's going to start off with a Kaiba with that nice camo, as I think that summer camos or summer vacation or whatever things just came out on IW. And so we'll go under. Kerry says 3-1 to I don't know. So it's so you say 3-1, it could go either side. And can't wait for this to start, but we'll go on with Astra Cerberus and see how he goes underway.
Yeah, and you know, high sensitivity, it's going to be interesting to watch. Not many players can pull off a high sensitivity. But let's see who looks like Astra or Ian, sorry, managed to get to the hill first. But unfortunately get taken out there.
Yes, Ian did get first points on the board and has swapped the spot. And Ventus is now going to look to break back. As I said, this hill is one of those hills that's highly contested. Not too much points come from this mid hill, as teams would rather like to slay out, keep teams out of the hill. And Ventus do now slay out Ian and get some hill time back.
Yeah, and as you said, you know, this hill doesn't really, there's not many points that come off this hill, but I still think that those few crucial points that teams manage to get out of that hill can come in clutch. I mean, I've seen teams win by 1 second, 2 seconds, you know, so if you can get those 1 second or 2 second points from that first hill, it can come in clutch at the end of the game.
Yes, do agree with you, but as you can see with the scores that the players of Ventus slaying quite beautifully at the moment, as Klanko is 6-1 with a 4-streak. He's just waiting back, keeping spawn for his team, but now it's going to get slayed out as Ian has pushed in and getting some time for them.
Yeah, and now we can see, you know, there was 2 EN members inside the hill. They are now again. So we can see, you know, one player watching one door, other player watching the other door. You know, it is quite a hard, not impossible hill to break, as we just saw, but it is a very difficult hill to break. But I mean, that was great plays coming there from Shafts, managing to break that hill, getting that nice 2-piece in the hill, and they managed to stay ahead.
Yeah, if there's one player definitely to watch, it's Joss, as his shot is on for today. Earlier versus White Rabbit, he went absolutely huge. The 3 of the players on the side of Ventus was Java, Joss and Klanko, absolutely going huge. I think it's Tipman that is going to pick up things for this match. He's currently on a 3-streak with racking up some time there for his team. 25 seconds and counting, but as I said, this bike path hill, one of those hills, very contested affair, as you can just sit back, not push up, and looks like Ventus is slaying out quite comfortably while Tipman's sitting in hill.
Yeah, and I mean, as we saw, Java pushed up there from the side of red, white fences, and he got that nice 2-piece. Almost at one point there were 4 skulls there on the side of EN, which means all 4 of them were dead, and they were just managing to get time. I mean, it was great plays from Java, pushing up, managing to get spawns for his team, and picking up a 2-piece whilst he was at it. It was really good to watch.
Yeah, we can see this minimap, we can see that players on the side of EN is set up for next, now slaying Ventus out and trying to keep them out as they are pushing, and Cerberus does fall by Klanko's hands. And now going to be looking to break as Zach is sitting in hill. Going to try and push one off, but FTL is used by Klanko. Great FTL used by him. He's going huge. 15-5 with a 3-streak, racking up sometimes. Passing almost 26 seconds in hill, but does slide out and gets demolished by Vic Matt as Ian now regains control of the statue hill.
Yeah, and I mean, in the beginning of this hill, I saw, you know, Ian was pushing 1 by 1, which is quite strange from a team with such experience. They should know not to push 1 by 1, but then they got their composure back. 3 of them pushed in and managed to break hill. I mean, that was a great play there by Franco with that FTL jump, but, you know, good stuff coming in from Ian, pushing together as a team to break that hill, managing to bring it back a little bit here on the scoreboards.
Yeah, Ian's gonna look to pick things up with well, in regards with the slaying department, they need to pick things up. As Zach did just get a two-piece there, Cerberus and I think, yeah, it's Uniques and Cerberus that needs to pick things up a bit just to give their team a bit of an advantage when it comes to slaying. But as I said, Klanko is 18 and 8, he's going huge. Will now pick up another one on top by Pot, but gets traded out by Cerberus. And as I said in the beginning, this middle heal very contested, no one in heal, just slaying out and looking to get advantage in that middle.
Yeah, you know, teams should rotate. When you coming from that statue heal, a late rotation is not so deadly, or is actually quite a good play because it's right next to the hill, so they can push, you know, a little later, rather get that scrap time and get those points on the board. You know, like as we see, as you said, you know, this hill's very contested, but I can still see players can still manage to take points off that hill if they play it right. You know, lie down behind those little heavy glitches.
Yeah, one of the things that I think White Rabbit did not do so well was they had a designated heal player that was sitting in heal and did not get as many kills as you should have. But with kills and heal time, both very important, as you can't just sit in heal and not get kills, as it just gives that man advantage for the opposing team. Just to slay out and break, and if your heal guy does not get kills, it's just easier to break things. But Klanko just sliding in there and absolutely demolishes in Uniques. He's having a great game, and we can see Java with his active camo already in hand, and if we jump on board with Zach, he's got his FTL, so definitely the active camo has the upper hand, as this active camo can cause some huge plays from either side.
Yeah, you know, breaking a heal with the specialist such as active camo can come in very clutch. And as you said about the designated heal person, I agree with you. You know, if you're an experienced team, you can switch positions according to how the game changes. So if you have a Slayer and an OBJ, and the OBJ gets killed, that Slayer should go ahead and take the part of the OBJ until he gets back. You know, you shouldn't have someone designated to getting healed. It should be constantly rotating according to how the gameplay changes.
Yeah, I do agree with you. Need to be slaying and getting that heal time respectively from all teammates, not just having one. And I do think that's where some teams might go wrong, just assigning one player to heal. But Cerberus is now does have active camo. He's going to look to pop that now, and will probably pick up. No, he does, and this spawn for trophy heal very important, as the players, the opposing team now all spawning back silo by Barn, and they're gonna now look to break this again, but Tippin yet again gets taken out by Cerberus.
Yeah, and as we can see, you know, I got on board here with Lava as he pops his camo, managing to get a huge two-piece. Unfortunately, he does get traded out by Uniques. But as we saw there, you know, Ian saw that they didn't have great control over that bike under the bridge hill, so they all four rotated, got the spawns, and you know, managed to get those first crucial points from the first bit of this hard point. But I mean, it was great stuff coming out of Zach there, as he got a huge two-piece, but you know, great stuff coming out of both teams managing to break and maintain the hill.
Yeah, well, if you look at Specialists currently, you can see FTL in the hands of Klanko and Overdrive in the hands of Tipman, where the closest guy on the side of Ian is Vic Matt to his Specialist being a Centurion. And Specialist plays a big part in IW, as it can turn a game on its head to either side. So we'll see if Ventus can use their Specialist the right way, as some teams do mess them up. But Klanko thought Uniques was dead and does get taken out in the process after not shooting him anymore. And more heal time is being racked up by Ventus as we go along.
And as you said, you know, Specialists are definitely a major part of this game, especially IW as a game, the way it plays itself. You know, breaking a heal with, like you said, camo, you can barely see the player, so it's almost a guaranteed break if you play it right. And I think Tipman using Overdrive, which is quite a strange one in Hardpoint, but it looks like it's going to come in clutch, as he's managing to get around that yard area into the back of the map, managing to maintain his spawns for his team. So I mean, you know, if you use specialists in the sense of rotating, getting spawns, it also comes in clutch, other than just breaking a heal and coming clutch, getting spawn and winning.
Yeah, great use of FTL there by Clanko, but will he pick up another? No, he doesn't. But the side of Ventus doing a good job slaying out the side of Ian. But Josh will now get taken out by Cerberus, and we'll see if Vigmat will use his Centurion to put down. No, he doesn't. Gets slayed out, and Jarves and Clanko doing a great job for his team. Reactive is popped by. Jarves gets two. Will he find a third? No one pushes him, as they did probably get the call out of reactive armor, but he did pick up two crucial kills, and Clanko racking up some more kills, not getting uniques as he slides behind him or past him and gets the kill. And I can already see Ventus set up for next already.
Yeah, and as you saw, you know, as I said, it's a very hard heal to break when you have only doors together. When someone uses armor, as we saw one of the Ventus players did there, I mean, he had a major two-piece. But I mean, good plays coming out of EN managing to rotate early, but unfortunately, Ventus just managed to stay them out and capture that heal.
Well, if we look at the scoreboard, we can see two players of Ventus on the 30-point margin, as I think Clanko will be surpassing that soon. But Vigmat and well, just Vigmat should pick up things quite a bit, as he only has 21 kills now, the lowest of either team. He needs to start slaying out. As I said, that Ventus Clanko has just surpassed 40 kills. He's on 41 with 48 seconds. Currently on a 2 streak. Finds another one on a 3 streak. Another one there for him. 4 streak. Going to overlap his Scarab, looking for a Trinity to put this even more in the advantage of Ventus. Does not get it, as Ian is set up at next.
Yeah, I mean, Clanko is coming huge, dropping a 40 bomb against the likes of Ian is an achievement on its own. I mean, great stuff coming in from Ventus, managing to just... They're breaking heals so well. I mean, Ian are rotating first. They should be able to maintain a heal, but Ventus' slaying power is just coming in so clutch. They're managing to break this heal so well. So, I mean, Ventus are playing extremely well at the moment.
Yeah, Cerberus as well. He is on a 40 streak, on a 40 bomb. He has just reached that milestone. So we'll see if Ian can do anything to stop Ventus here. Zach is heal. He has used his FTL, but gets taken out. And I do think that might be game for the side of Ventus, and they will take the W on this first map. 250 to 173. Clanko, just one word, beast.
Yeah, you know, I've said it before, the team that has the better slaying power usually comes out on top, and we can see that. I mean, 37 kills from Java, 46 from Clanko, Jarves dropping a 30 bomb, Tipman struggling a bit, but, you know, still dropping 25 kills. So I still think the team that has the better slaying power is the team that usually comes out on top.
Yeah, well, I would say with the slaying power and strats, not so much slaying power, as if you got that strats down, early rotation, and keep your players out, you should take the W. But Ventus doing a good job there. Clanko and Jarves and Java once again picking things up for their side. Tipman still trying to find his thumbs, but a minute and 20 seconds with 5 defense, so he's going to be looking to pick things up in this SND. But I think the main thing of Ian was they just got broken too early when rotating early, and when they rotated late, just could not break the heal if Ventus anchored it down.
Yeah, you know, Ian, I think their setups were a bit outdated, if I could say that. You know, Ventus read them perfectly, knowing where each player would be, pre-aiming exactly where that player would be. Maybe Ian need to consider changing it up a bit. I also wanted to say that I'm looking in the chat now. A few players are complaining that the stream is a bit pixelated. I don't know if that's from your side.
I had a look at my internet or end of the month, so my internet does drop a bit. But if I just had a look and it's all back to normal, just turn your your settings up to 720p HD, you would get that. If I do that on my phone's LTE, I do get quite a nice view, so trying that. But looking at the stream, as you said, I see Atoms is there as well. You, um, Mohammed Suleiman is there. 302 Ventus. Suleiman is calling it. Suleiman or Mohammed is calling it. The main issue with Ian is that they got Clanko. Yes, the main issue is that Ventus has Clanko. Clanko, a real god when it comes to COD. But I think we're ready to. Oh no, Andre has reset his router quick. So when he joins back, we'll get underway. The HP score was 250 to 173. The hard point, I think, almost said Clanko is anchoring down, but Ventus is anchoring down and looking promising from map 1.
Yeah, and I mean, going into another throwback SND, it's going to be quite an interesting one, you know. Throwback's quite a diverse SND map, you know. It's very unexpected, you know. You can't really predict much on this map because it's so small. Players like to go plant that A bomb usually off the bat. It's much. Usually, I see people when they plant the bomb first, they win the match. So we will see what happens here and see if that's the case. If they can get those early plants in, I think it'll be crucial for a team victory.
Would you push 4 people one side, or would you split your guys up 2-2, or will you might send one to check B and send 3 to A, and when someone spotted someone at B, rotate back, or how would you go about things when playing S&D?
Usually, on a bigger map, I would send 2-2. But considering this map is so small, I think teamwork would be a major role. So I would run 4 as a team 90% of the time, maybe change it up every now and then to confuse the other team. But for the majority of the time, because the map is so small, I'd run 4 players to 1 bomb site.
Yeah, I think it's easier just to get trades as well with a 4-man push. But as I said, that they do decide to do a 2-man split, and all the players of Ventus did push mid. So we'll see if they get met. First blood and second blood going to Cerberus and Ian. So he's doing a great job first up for his team. Java getting 2, then getting getting a death there, and another kill for Cerberus. So he's on a 3 streak. Last alive is Stipman, and we'll see if he can do anything to slow out the 2 players still standing for Ian, is Cerberus and Unix. And I do think he might rotate to B, but I do think Ian might read him in this objective.
And as you can see on the mini-map, player 5 and 6, which are Cerberus and Unix, playing together, sticking together, running together, knowing that if one gets taken out, they can at least trade that. But I think Tipman is playing this quite well. You know, he's playing it very defensively, checking each of his corners, seeing what's going to happen, and he gets taken out there.
Yeah, as you say that, he gets taken out, and Cerberus, no, it was Unix getting that kill, taking Cerberus's ace away from him. But good start there for Cerberus and Ian. Ventus just not watching their corners, as Cerberus just came through tunnel and annihilated 2 guys, and then got the trade where Java picked up 2, and then lastly Unix getting that last one at Barn on Tipman. So we'll see yet again 4 players pushing together, and Ian is doing the same strat as Ventus did, pushing all 4 mid.
Yeah, and I think it's clever to push mid-map, because then you can see from either side where the players are going to go plant. So, you know, if they're not at A, they're going to be at B. So I think it's clever for a 4-man mid push there, but, you know, a team can read this now, so we'll see how they set up for next. But Cerberus does get taken out there, leaving Vic on a 1v3, and he gets taken out there by I didn't see who.
Yeah, I would say the 4-man push through mid does not usually pay off, as there's more corners and spots to check if people come mid, and just vulnerable, I would say, when pushing mid. So good job from Ventus shutting down Ian and bringing the squad time to 1 apiece.
Yeah, I mean, I think that Ventus should change it up now. You know, maybe go B, considering that they know where where EN push, but it does look like they're playing this a lot more passively. And we'll see how it turns out. I see 2 players down from EN now. Great stuff coming in from Flanco and Joffs. Playing as a team, they're managing to pick up those 2. And bomb planted now at A-bomb. Java does see the guy on flank. And it was good stuff. It's now Cerberus left in a 1v3.
Yeah, last one alive is Cerberus, and he gets taken out to bring the score 2-1 in the favor of Ventus.
Yeah, you saw the early bomb plant, which is what I mentioned earlier. You know, often teams, if they plant the bomb first and they have players alive, they tend to win the round. So I mean, great early plant coming in there from Ventus. Tipman planting, who was the bomb planter, you know, planted it for the side of bowling, forced Cerberus to rotate back to mid-map, and he was easily taken out there back bowling.
We can see Big Matt here pushing right up and getting the bomb down as quick as possible, but 2 down early on, 3 down now for Ventus. So looking as it's gonna be Jobs that's maybe gonna jump off the map just to spare any more points going to the side of Ian. So we'll see what he does. I do think he might just jump off. And yes, he does. He'll just jump off and give his life up, as it doesn't help Ian further with getting streaks and such. But just talking about another thing is update that came out, I think 3-4 weeks ago, about S&D planting and defusing of bombs. Usually you give the bomb to a active camo or reactive armor, as it's 2 of the specialists that takes the most time to get, and usually a plant and a defuse would help you to get them faster, but it does not in that case anymore, as the plants and diffusers don't count to your specialist meter anymore, and only kills. So it does make it a bit more kill dependent S&D, as now Lee gets Java gets spotted and will fall back. I think we just had a lag, or I had a lag, but Lee Java Johnson will see one now on the side of Big Matt. One is on bomb, one is still there. Last one alive for EN is Zach. He's gonna contest, he'll get one there. Zach is now top. He's gonna look to pick up some more players, as he's in a 1v2 now, and there's someone right on top of him. He will get one, but gets traded at the end by Tipman, and gives Ventus yet again the advantage, 3-2.
Yeah, for a second I thought that Zach might have clutched that, because the 2 players from Ventus were quite far away from each other. You know, they weren't in a position to trade, but luckily he rotated around, got that nice position to trade out that kill. And you know, they played that really well, set up around that underpass so that they could see bomb from all positions. So great strategical play there from Ventus.
Yeah, and the first player with any specialist is Zach with his FTL. Closest guy on the side of Ventus is Clanker, but 2 down for the side of Ventus and 1 down from the side of Ian. Now on board with Unix. He's gonna look for some more players, but they're all back there. Cerberus gets traded by Clanko. Last alive is Clanko. He's gonna be pushed by 2 players. So gets one, doesn't get the other, as he gets a trade in, and brings the game to 3 apiece. And Ian and Ventus just trading rounds at the moment. Not one team really taking advantage.
Yeah, I mean, S&D is about teamwork, and unfortunately is about luck as well. You know, I mean, that was a great 2-piece coming in there for that first blood from Astra Cerberus, Ian Cerberus, you know, managing to get his camo off of that. So we'll see how he chooses to use, or if he chooses to use his camo here in this play. But I mean, that great 2-piece.
Yeah, and
unfortunately,
a team
does
kill.
come in. Yeah,
Team kill does come in there from Jobs on his own teammate Clanko, so it takes him out, and this should help the side of Ian, but Cerberus gets taken out, so it brings it to 3 apiece. We'll be on board with Unix, see if he can do anything with his NV4, as players of Ventus now pushing up, but gets shot and Tipman does take him out, so the advantage back into the Ventus hands, and Zach has FTL to work with. Gonna throw a grenade now to pick one up on the side of Ventus. Does not, and but you can see now the players of Ian is quite split. Now gonna play with each other again, but is red. Big Matt lost a life for his team. He needs to get on bomb ASAP, but does not, and that team kill did not cost the side of Ventus, luckily.
Yeah, I feel like EN should have played that a lot differently, considering they knew they had the man advantage. They should have played together. They split up a bit and they got traded out individually, and then there wasn't a player around them to trade that kill out. So they should have stuck together better. But I mean, great plays coming in from Ventus. I saw on the minimap 2 of them were constantly together. One was watching the flank, so I think it was a well-deserved round from Ventus.
We'll see now with Tipman. He has overdrive on SND, not usually a specialist that you would see, but Zach did pick up Clanker back there. Now will probably get taken out himself. Has 3 bombs planted as well. 2 left alive from both teams, and someone on his left. Will he spot him? Yes, he does get the kill. So last alive is Cerberus. We'll jump on board with him as he's just hiding next to Train, and will hopefully maybe use his active camo here to pick up a kill, but I don't think he'll get spotted. Does use active camo now, so he's gonna have to use it quite he does pick up one. Will he get the one behind him? No, he doesn't. So let's see if Java gets to the bomb in time. This might just be a defuse for Ventus. Let's see. Nope. split second. So that active camo use by EN Cerberus was timed to perfection, and Ventus Java just taking a nice bomb to the face there.
Yeah, he even was very cocky about that, giving the teabag confidence in that, But I mean, it was great plays coming out of Cerberus. He camoed, he waited for the player to go on bomb, make sure the other player didn't see him. I mean, great plays coming out of Cerberus. But now we can also look at Java having his camo. Maybe he'll make a fancy play like that with his camo this round, as Clanko does take the bomb, which you will get down here on the A bomb site. Jav's managing to pick up Cerberus and bomb planted down now at A.
Vicmat is now going to look to spot someone, as one of the members of Ventus is back bus. 3 players on the side of Ventus as their specialist, so you should say they have a huge advantage. Clanko gets taken out and will be on board with Tipman with his overdrive. I don't think any members of Ventus would use their specialist now, but let's jump here with Zach. He has the sniper. Let's see if he can get any plays from this. Nope, that crosshair not on Ventus's head there, and this might be a round for Ventus, and 1 round away before taking this.
Well, it's unusual to see a sniper come out so late in the game, especially when players have their specialists and have their their shot a bit better. If I were Zach, I would have rather jumped off the map there, preventing the Ventus player to get that scarab. I believe it was. Oh, Jafs is one off a scarab now. Oh, it was Tipman who got the scarab. So I think he should have rather jumped off the map there, considering he was in a 1v3 situation with a sniper.
And Java gets taken out there, so did not use his active camo, and Ian's going to be looking to bring this back to 5 apiece around 11, but Clanko gets shots on Vicmat and does get the kill there, and Tipman gets taken out, and I think he might have used his overdrive, and they do bring it to around 11. Please in the chat, who do you think this round 11 is going to go to, Ventus or Ian? Thinking about all that specialists, you think Ventus should have the advantage, but Caden, do you think Ian or Ventus?
From what I can see, I think Ventus have the advantage, considering they have 3 different specialists. So I think if they use their specialists wisely, they should manage to take this round.
So let's see if Java gets taken out. No, he spots one, will fall back, but Ian, you can see with the minimap, they're not too aggressive. They're waiting for Ventus to make any pushes. and will be met top there. So Java gets the first blood on. Cerberus takes one of the, could say, that has his Akon, but another kill coming in there from Java. He's going huge, still not used his active camo. Last alive is Uniques and gets taken out, and Ventus takes this SND 6-5 round 11 and has the series in hand 2-0.
Yeah, and I mean, they didn't even need their specialists there. I mean, it was just great situational play there by Ventus. So great stuff coming out of them. As you can see, they're all dressed the same. So I'm very, very surprised Ian didn't take that. But Ventus all the way on that map, considering they had 3 different specialists to use, even if they were in a sticky situation.
No, but you could see on the side of Ventus 9, a 10, a 7, and a 9 kills there for the side of Ventus. Then you have the one player of Ian being Cerberus that has 10 kills. You would say a more collective effort from Ventus. Looking at the scorecard and the specialist abilities, as we said, comes into play. But Ventus now having a 2-0 series lead over Ian, and gonna look to close it out on this uplink on precinct. But easier said than done. Ian should take this in my opinion. They a strong team and gonna look to reverse sweep Ventus if possible.
Yeah, you know, you say they should take it, but I think that Ventus are now, you know, they've got the ball rolling. They're on a win streak right now. They're 2 up on the series. They should go in there with confidence and with, you know, I can't find the word, but they should take this considering their confidence is high. They've taken the previous 2 maps. They just need to stay composed. Don't let it get to their heads, and they should manage to take this out. I mean, Uplink is a very team-based game, and they have been playing much better as a team recently. So I think I'm going to give the edge here to Ventus considering this situation.
Well, if it's the same story as the HP, I would give this to Ventus, but we'll see how this goes along. But all the people in the chat, if you have just joined us, HP did go to Ventus, and this SND round 11 as well to Ventus. So they have a 2-0 series map count lead over EN, and the EN's now going to look for a reverse sweep. As I said, easier said than done, but if there's one team that probably can do it, it might be this EN team. But please leave your predictions in the chat. I would love to see them. Do you think Ventus is going to close it out here as Uniques uses his nice gesture there with a robot? So we'll see if Ventus can close it out, or if Ian can take it, this map, to take it to another HP, and most possibly trying to reverse sweep Ventus. But we'll see, maybe it's possible, but let's jump on board with Ian Uniques and see what he can do.
So he's got the cable on hand. Unfortunately, he does get taken out by Clanko. Cerberus managed to trade up, but Java comes in with a huge 2-piece, and that's 4 down now from the side of Ian. And it already looks like Ventus are going to make a 1-point play off the bat right here.
And a pass coming in there, and probably not the best thing to do. As I said on my previous stream, or the previous game versus White Rabbit and Ventus, rather go for your one-shots, one-pointers, as they do count quite a lot when it comes to close games, and you definitely want those first points on the board. And Ventus did not do that. They rather opt for the 2-pointer, and Cerberus does find Java and now picks up ball yet again, and he's gonna go look to get some points on the board. Does throw ball down, does get another kill, will find another kill. He's going huge, throws the ball forward by accident probably, and gets the dunk. He's 125 away from his Trinity Rocket. Does not find the last kill to earn him that, as Clanko gets to, but huge plays from Cerberus and Ian.
Yeah, that was great stuff coming out of Cerberus. I mean, he got lucky there. You know, they were pushing 1 by 1, but you know, you can always take a bit of luck. Java does take out Vigmat, but he does get traded out by Uniques and Cerberus. So that's 3 down from either team, 1 alive from either team. So we'll see how they manage to play that. Astra Cerberus does get taken out there in ballroom, managing. That means Ventus manages to get control of this ball.
Yeah, well, if you're playing uplink the correct way, you would say the guy with the ball just hang back a bit. Make your slayers slay out in front. If they do get slayed out, instead throw the ball down, reset the ball, play it slow, wait for your teammates to come back. But as you see here, the players of Ventus did slay out enough. Ball will probably now get thrown forward, and a 2-pointer does come in to bring the game equal to a piece. And Ventus now looking good at this stage as they finish 2 and 3. He still needs to pick things up as he gets slayed there by Cerberus, but Klanko yet again with another 2-piece, getting another one. He's on a 6 streak, 75 away from his Trinity, looking good once again. And we'll see and stay on board with him and see if he gets it. Yes, he does. Now 75 away from his bombardment. He's going to be pushing up, and he does get his bombardment all streaked out. Ventus looking good at the moment, while Klanko and Co looking good at the moment, and some more points should come in here from Ventus.
You know, some will say that if a team can hold down mid-map by the ball, you know, they've won the game. But Klanko just took the part. He held that mid-map down as the team himself. You know, great plays coming out of him, managing to hold that ball spawn down, helping their team rotate, getting that 1 point there. I mean, EN were pushing one by one. It was excellent plays coming out of Klanko there.
Yeah, one player left and right from both sides, but as you were busy there, Klanko already using his bombardment. Would you say using it that early disadvantage for Ventus, or do you think he did the right play by using it that early?
I think that he should have saved these streaks for a more clutch moment there. Vic picking up a massive 2-piece. Unfortunately, he does get taken out there by Tipman. But as I was saying, you know, save your streaks for a clutch moment rather than using it so early in the game, because you don't know what's going to happen next. But Jarvis does have the ball in hand. Let's see if he goes for this 1 point.
Yes, he does.
And
find
he manages to get a great does one, yeah.
Ian just too far away from the ball to get an interception there, but Ventus has a 2-point lead over the side of Ian, and they're going to be looking to pick things up as Zach is 5 and 11, needs to get some more kills for Ian as Unique falls to Klanko. Klanko 17 and 8, absolutely demolishing Ian at the moment, has FTL, one of those specialists that you can get multiple times a game, so we'll see if he opts to use it early on.
Yeah, you know, you can make some fancy plays there with the FTL, but as we can see, Ian 2 down, that's 3 down from Ventus now. Ian should rotate up with the ball, push as a team rather than one by one, as we see a trade coming in from Klanko. Vic, then get there. Great stuff coming out of Joffs to end off this round.
Yeah, that will be half-time 4-2 to the side of Ventus, making things look easy. Well, if you have a teammate like Klanko that's currently going 19 and 10, absolutely slaying Ian out of this game, where Zach is currently struggling 6 and 4. And not too many players from the side of Ian going positive, but Cerberus the only one. So we'll see if Ian can pick up things. This preferred side, that well, they on Ventus now on the preferred side, as they can get Ian in that spawn trap, and Ian will probably try and not get into that situation. But Java now early pushes up and will be met one on his right, but Klanko slays him out, and early 2-pointer comes in from Ventus.
Yeah, I mean, Klanko with the flank, getting in behind them, managing to pick up 2 of them was great stuff off the bat of that first play. You know, Astra Service now managing to, unfortunately, doesn't get anyone, just defending quite well, getting control over that ball, where the area where the ball is, sitting up on statue, waiting for his team to push up. So it's great stuff coming out of Ventus. You know, they're defending well, they're playing well. That's 2 down, that's 3 down, that's 4 down from the side of Ian now. Ventus should look to push up with the ball and try and make a play.
Yeah, I do think there will be some more points coming in from Ventus, unless Ian can slay out, as they're doing a good job so far. But the ball will now be picked up by Java, and will now be looking for a 2. Does get the Blixum on 1, gets the throw in, and does extend his team's lead to 5 points over the side of Ian.
we see streaks coming, then Klanko managing to pick up the meat with the Scarab. That's a massive play by him, forcing him to spawn back, not allowing him to push up. Cerberus with a huge 2-piece. Java takes out Cerberus with an streak, and that's another 4 players down from the side of EN.
I do think that Ian is maybe rushing this too much. Rather get control before just jumping out of the windows and costing your life. But as I say that, they do slay out. Last one alive for Ventus is Tipman, but he gets another toss in. So 6-point lead for Ventus. 3 minutes left to play. Still possible, but do you think Ian has it to bring this back?
Now, if you take a look at your mini-map, they're all playing by themselves. No one's playing together with a trade. They're all spread out the map. If they continue to play like this, I highly doubt seeing a comeback. If they can, get composure back, they could definitely bring a comeback. They just need to play together as a team, but they're just all spread out around the map. Ventus are just slaying them out one by one, and I just don't see it happening for EN if they continue playing like this.
Yeah, well, another 2-pointer coming in there for the side of Ventus. I do think this is over already. 2 minutes left, but Klanko has surpassed 30 points, and Java's now going to look for another 2-pointer, and that puts them 10 points in the lead of EN. So they're looking good, and Java has his active camera to work with. 4 down yet again from EN, so things just not working from EN at the moment.
Yeah, and we can see that, Klanko managed to use those streaks exceptionally well. They're picking up 2. Java busy holding down. As you said, he has his camera in hand. Manages to pick up 1, but gets traded out there by Cerberus. But Klanko trades that out again. And, again, 4 players down from EN. They keep spawning in their base. They keep pushing by themselves. They're not pushing together. And again, 2 of them down. They just keep getting traded out. They need to work together as a team.
Java is now going to opt to get some more points in. He does not use his active camo, so he gets slayed out. Probably a good idea there to use it, but not in a hurry to use it, as Tipman gets a nice 3-piece there and sends Ian back to their spawn, as he's going to be looking for some more. He does find another one right underneath him, does not spot him. He gets taken out, and 1 minute left to play, and I do think Ventus 3-0.
Yep, this is definitely a winner. I think it's mathematically impossible to come back from such a deficit like this. So, great plays coming out of Ventus. I mean, they still have streaks. Whether they're going to use it or not is a different story. Java with the cameras still maybe look to make another play just to make the scoreboard look a bit bigger. But this is definitely a win from the side of Ventus.
Yeah, Ventus just looking an all-round better team at the moment, making White Rabbit look like little kids, and then doing the same here with Ian. Ventus definitely the team to watch out coming into the grand final, where they will be taking on Crypto, and coming up to MGMS that's starting Friday. Ventus looks hot.
Yeah, and I mean, if Klanko can continue playing like this, 40 and 18, and the team can go in. Even though Java's struggling a little bit this game, he's got 10 uplink. I think they're the unstoppable team at the moment.
Yes, GG's to Ventus, absolutely dominating HP, SND, and this uplink. Well, no, you wouldn't say SND, as it was around 11, but Ventus looking good at the moment, and Ian needs to go back, he needs to go regroup before this Friday with MGMS coming up, as they now get knocked out of the tournament, and Ventus moves through to the grand final, where tomorrow night at 8 they will take on Crypto Gaming, and that should be a cracker of a game to watch.
Yeah, that's going to be very exciting. 2 of the best teams currently in SA hitting it off in the finals. It's going to be quite interesting to watch. I would say I'll have to give the edge to Crypto in my opinion, just because of the slaying power, but it's going to be such a close game.
Yeah, I agree with you. Very, very close games. Not a game that I could call. So we'll wish both teams luck in the grand final, and we'll definitely be live for that. But before we say cheers to you guys, my MVP definitely in the forms of Klanko. What a beast! Absolutely demolishing in that HP, almost dropping a 50. He got 46 kills then, and that SND he went huge. And in this uplink, so definitely my MVP of this series being in the forms of Klanko. I don't know if you have the same image, Caden, but I would like to get a bit more from you. Do you think Klanko or someone else?
No, I 1000% agree with you. Klanko absolutely tore up that game. He slayed out tremendously. It looked like he was unstoppable. Dropped two KDs in hard points and uplink. I mean, he just looked unstoppable. So great place coming out of Klanko. He definitely deserves that MVP.
Yeah, as I said, GG's to Ventus. Great teamwork, great players they have in their team. Uh, Better luck next time for Ian. They're going to need to regroup before this weekend as MGMS is starting, as I said, a 12,000 Rand pot prize online tournament. Can't wait for that one to get underway. But before we end, please do follow me on at D_Dallas on Twitter. I do keep you guys updated with streams and results and such. And then please do leave a like on this video. Sorry about the streaming quality. It is quite bad at the moment due to my internet having some problems, but that will be sorted out soon and we'll get back to normal quality. But thanks for staying on board with us. Thanks for your prediction, and I'll definitely see you guys tomorrow night at 8 for the game between Crypto and Ventus grand final. So once again, before I say cheers, thanks for Caden for co-casting with us with me, and definitely myself will be with you hopefully tomorrow night at 8.
Yeah, sure. It's always a pleasure streaming alongside you, and I really enjoy these fantastic games to watch. They come down to the bat, people slay off. It was just great. So it's always a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks for hosting as well. And I'll check you guys all tomorrow night at 8 for Ventus versus Crypto, grand final of the Community Shield. Cheers.